Hey friends, it's Mike. It's Tuesday. It's July 27, 2021, and around 5:30 here on the East Coast, and it is very hot and humid in Raleigh, North Carolina. I wanted to do a quick channel update and to talk about a couple of topics. The first thing is that I just completed a 90-minute presentation that will premiere on my channel on August 5th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it has to do with Peter Jackson's new documentary, Get Back, which is scheduled to release in November of this year on 3 days, November 25th, 26th, and 27th, and I'll leave it there. A number of people have either commented or emailed me and asked me if I have seen Billy's new video, Find My Way, and of course I did watch the video, and the next question that I get asked is whether I'm going to break down the occultism, all of the symbolism and the numbers in the video, and the answer is I'm not going to do that. I did talk to the video a bit in the presentation on Get Back from the perspective of the technology that was used in the video. Okay, but as far as breaking it down from an occult perspective, I don't think I'm going to do that. And one of the reasons is because I have decoded and dissected so much of Billy's stuff over time that what happens is it becomes extremely repetitive. And once you understand how this is done, how the message is delivered, how it's communicated, how symbolism and numbers are embedded, it's the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't change up. And the reason why it doesn't change up is because 99.9% of the population still believe that he's Paul McCartney, right? So don't fix something that's not broken. All right, so the only thing I will say about that video is the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are very prominent, as they were in McCartney 3 and other deliverables and stuff that Billy has put out there. There are references, obviously, to the light, which is Lucifer. There is one scene where he's in the hallway and he waves to a lady in the hallway. I guess it was a cleaning lady. And the way he waved, he waved like this. Okay, so that is the Masonic hand gesture for Masonry. He's making the letter M with his hands. All right. Also, there are scenes in there where you see people doing different hand gestures. These hand gestures are in reference to magic. And last but not least, as you know, Beck takes the mask off, and then we see the mask on the floor, and it's becoming more and more obvious that Billy is telling everyone that he is not Paul McCartney and that he is an illusion. All right, so that's it as far as Find My Way goes. A lot of folks have asked me too if I have watched Hulu's McCartney 321. I have not gotten to it yet. I will watch it. And just so you know, McCartney 321 in Pythagorean numerology equals 9. All right. I've had a few folks come onto the channel, and they're in that justice for JPM arena, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just want to make sure that folks that come on board and watch my content and take a look at my research understand that I'm not in the justice for JPM boat. I'm also not in the Billy boat. I look at all of the characters that comprise this psychological operation called the Beatles as variables, components, actors, performers that are all part of this social engineering initiative that Tavistock has put out. So my work is geared toward understanding the mechanics, the components of how such a massive psychological operation was put together and how it was carried out. And that's my objective. So I'm not in these camps. Okay, so just for folks that come on board expecting me to say this about JPM or to say this about Billy, you know, love Paul, hate Billy. I've talked about this in other videos. That's not my thing. Okay, I have no affinity for any of these characters. as I've mentioned in so many other videos, that I can still appreciate the Beatle music, but the sour taste in my mouth increases with each passing day as I dig more and more into the psychological operation. Really, you do. You start to get a distaste for what was done, and it was a massive deception, and still is. And but it's in the process now of being disclosed. And for folks that believe that the original Beatles, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison, had no awareness or were flying blind and had no idea of what they were involved in, I will tell you this, I don't buy into that at all. Now, we can argue till the cows come home how much they knew, and that's a fair question. But the truth of the matter is they did know that they were deceiving, because if they didn't write all of their own music, especially between the period of 1962 through 1966, and even beyond that, even during the 1967 through 1970 period, they didn't write all of their own music. And they were not playing on the records, especially between 62 and 66, and more so between 67 and 70. But again, even in the later years, in the Billy era, the Beatles were not playing on all of the recorded tracks. So if Biological Paul, John, George, and Ringo were not involved in actually writing the music, or did not write all of their own music, and they weren't playing on the records, yet they led people to believe that they were writing the music and that they were playing on the records, that's a deception, okay? That's a lie. So, at the very least, they knew that much about what was going on with the PSYOP. Okay, and that's why I do not take them off the hook. All right, just a little point there that I wanted to make, because, again, new people are coming onto the channel, and I get some of the Paul is Dead 101 questions, and this is the type of stuff that pops up. All right. The other thing is I'm receiving a lot of mail, and I really appreciate folks trying to connect, but I do have to say again that I try to read as much of the mail as I possibly can, but I cannot respond to everyone. I just can't. If you're sending me links of stuff that I've already covered, stuff that I already have on my hard drive, stuff that's already in my presentations, then the odds that I'm going to respond are low. Most of the time, when I do respond to emails, it will be from people that I know, friends and stuff like that, obviously. But I'm more apt to respond to material that comes my way that is new, something that shines additional light on the research, something that is very helpful. Okay, so again, I don't want to make it sound like I don't want to communicate with people. It's just that so much email comes in that it's impossible. It literally is impossible to get back to everyone. And I just have a lot of other things that I'm working on. In fact, it took me quite a while to do this this presentation on Peter Jackson's Get Back, because with everything else that's going on in my life, one of the things is that I have a new song in the hopper, and about 3 weeks ago, the song it's all written, and I put the drum tracks down, and I thought, okay, good. Drum track is down, so now I'm going to put the guitar tracks down and all that, right? So 3 weeks later, guess what? The only thing on the machine is the drum track. I haven't gotten to putting the guitar tracks down yet. So I'm going to try to start that this week to get another song out probably within the next month or so. Okay, so that's it for this update. Again, on August 5th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 90-minute presentation on Peter Jackson's documentary, Get Back. Everybody have a great day, and we will talk soon.